Aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers are powerful naval vessels that function as mobile air bases, equipped with full-length flight decks and facilities to carry, arm, deploy, and recover aircraft. Unlike traditional battleships that prioritize firepower, carriers excel in mobility, autonomy, and versatile operations, particularly in deep waters far from land. They are typically classified by their aircraft launch and recovery systems. Katobar carriers, which are nuclear-powered and can launch the heaviest aircraft. Stober carriers, which accommodate lighter aircraft for air superiority and fleet defense. Stovel carriers, designed for short takeoff, vertical landing jets. And helicopter carriers, focusing on helicopters and amphibious operations, with some capable of supporting Stovel jets. The concept of aircraft carriers began in 1910 when pilot Eugene Ely demonstrated naval aviation by taking off and landing on warships. The British HMS Argus during World War I became the first ship with a full-length flat deck, prompting nations like the US and Japan to develop their own carriers, including USS Langley and Hoseo. Aircraft carriers played a pivotal role in World War II, particularly during the Battle of Midway, where the USS Enterprise and USS Yorktown helped sink 4 Japanese carriers, changing the tide of the war. As of October 2024, 47 active aircraft carriers are operated by 14 navies, with the US leading with 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers, including the Nimitz and Ford classes. Other key operators include China, India, the UK, and Russia, with notable carriers like Type 003, INS Vikrant, HMS Queen Elizabeth, and Admiral Gorshkov. Amphibious warfare ships. Amphibious warfare ships are a broad class of vessels designed for amphibious operations. Unlike destroyers and aircraft carriers, which focus on naval and air combat, these ships support land invasions by carrying troops, vehicles, aircraft, and landing craft, enabling them to move from sea to shore. The key types include amphibious assault ships, LHD, LHA, the largest and most versatile, leading assaults with strong air support, landing craft, and extensive command and medical facilities. Dock landing ships, LSD, smaller, focused on deploying landing craft and amphibious vehicles with limited air capabilities. Amphibious transport dock ships, a balanced option, supporting both air and sea deployments, carrying more troops and equipment than LSDs but fewer aircraft than LHD's LHAs. The development of specialized amphibious vessels began in earnest during World War I, with notable examples like the British X-lighters used at Gallipoli. During World War II, the need for amphibious ships became crucial, leading to the creation of iconic vessels like the landing ship tank, LST, landing craft infantry, LCI, and landing craft tank, LCT. These vessels played a key role in the Normandy landings and Pacific campaigns. Notable modern amphibious warfare ships, such as the Wasp class and San Antonio class, US, the Mistral class, France, and China's Type 075, have been used in major operations, including the Iraq invasion and humanitarian missions. These ships are just a few examples of the many modern amphibious vessels that are in service today. Cruisers. A cruiser is a versatile warship designed for multiple operational roles, including search and destroy missions, anti-aircraft defense, ocean escort, and sea denial. Typically the largest vessels in a naval fleet, after aircraft carriers and amphibious assault ships. Cruisers are known for their adaptability and firepower. They are often equipped with large-caliber guns, guided missiles, torpedoes, and advanced anti-aircraft systems. Cruisers are classified into various categories: light, heavy, protected, armored, torpedo, and missile cruisers, reflecting their diverse operational capabilities. In World War I, the German SMS Blücher, engaged in battles like the 1915 Battle of Dogger Bank, marked a shift toward faster, more heavily armed cruiser designs. During World War II, the USS Indianapolis CA-35 played a crucial role in battles like Lake Gulf, showcasing the cruiser's multifaceted combat abilities. Post-war, cruisers integrated advanced radar and missile systems. The Ticonderoga-class cruisers, introduced in the 1980s, feature the Aegis combat system, combining AN-SPY-1 radar and SM-2, SM-3 missiles for air and missile defense, capable of engaging multiple targets. Modern cruisers like USS Port Royal CG-73 and USS Vicksburg CG-69 continue supporting global operations, participating in missions such as Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, where they launch Tomahawk missiles against land targets, demonstrating their ongoing strategic importance. Destroyers. Destroyers are swift, agile warships warships with good endurance, designed to escort larger vessels and defend them against submarines, aircraft, and surface threats. They balance speed, firepower, and agility. In contrast to cruisers, which are larger and built for long-range firepower and independent operations, destroyers are typically smaller and often optimized for fleet protection and anti-submarine warfare. While cruisers often act as command ships, destroyers focus on both defensive and offensive roles within a fleet. The destroyer concept began in 1885 with Spanish officer Fernando Villamil's design of the first torpedo boat destroyer to protect fleets from torpedo boats. During World War I, destroyers became essential for protecting battleships and anti-submarine warfare. By World War II, they had increased in size and firepower, enabling independent operations. The introduction of guided missiles established them as key surface combatants for long-range strikes and defense. Notable examples include HMS Glowworm ramming the German cruiser Admiral Hipper in 1940, and the USS Fletcher class participating in crucial Pacific battles like Guadalcanal and Lake Gulf. In the post-war era, destroyers evolved with advanced technologies, notably the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers featuring the Aegis combat system for air and missile defense, enabling engagement of multiple targets. Key models include the U.S. Arleigh Burke class, a cornerstone of the U.S. Navy, and China's Type 055, one of the largest and most heavily armed destroyers in service today. Frigates. Frigates are versatile naval vessels, originally designed for escort and patrol duties, but now evolved into multi-mission ships capable of anti-submarine and anti-air warfare. Compared to destroyers, which are larger, more heavily armed, and suited for broader high-intensity missions, frigates are smaller, less heavily armed, and more focused on specific tasks. However, the distinction between the two has blurred as some modern frigates approach destroyers in size and capability. Many NATO navies, such as the French, Spanish, Dutch, Danish, and German, use the term frigate for their destroyers, leading to some confusion. Frigates emerged as warships in the 16th century and became vital to naval tactics by the 17th century, excelling in reconnaissance, commerce protection, and escort missions. They incorporated steam power and ironclad hulls in the 19th century and further evolved into key platforms for anti-submarine warfare and air defense during the 20th century, particularly during World War II and subsequent conflicts. Notable frigates include the USS Constitution, celebrated for its victory over the HMS Guerriere in the War of 1812. The Oliver Hazard Perry class, introduced in the 1970s, represents a modern concept of frigates. Today, frigates remain essential to global navies, with countries like the US and UK modernizing their fleets. Recent designs, such as the US Navy's Constellation class, which replaces the Freedom-class Littoral combat ships in the frigate role, and the Royal Navy's Type 26, reflect ongoing modernization efforts. Corvettes. Corvettes are among the smallest class of warships, positioned between patrol boats and frigates in size and capability. Typically displacing between 500 and 2,000 tons, these nimble vessels have evolved from their original coastal defense role to versatile platforms for various missions. Compared to frigates, corvettes generally have limited endurance for extended open water operations, often confining them to nearshore engagements. Nevertheless, their speed, maneuverability, and increasingly sophisticated armaments make them valuable assets for many navies, particularly those focused on coastal defense and regional operations. The corvette's lineage traces back to the Age of Sail, when the French Navy first coined the term in the 1670s for small single-deck ships. The classification gained prominence when the British Royal Navy adopted it in the 1830s. Corvettes proved their worth during World War II, with the British Flower class playing a crucial role in the Battle of the Atlantic as convoy escorts, despite their limitations in size and range. Today, corvettes continue to adapt to meet diverse naval requirements worldwide. The Indian Navy's Kamorta class specializes in anti-submarine warfare, while the Israeli SAR 6 class boasts advanced systems for its size. Turkey's Milgem project showcases the modern corvette's potential in littoral operations. Littoral combat ships, LCS, are versatile naval vessels designed for operations in nearshore environments. Their emphasis on speed, flexibility, and modularity allows them to tackle a wide range of missions, including anti-submarine warfare, mine countermeasures, and surface combat. While both LCS and corvettes serve coastal roles, LCS are generally larger and more adaptable, with their modular design enabling a diverse array of weapon systems. Corvettes, in contrast, tend to be smaller and have a more traditional warship configuration. configuration. The two primary variants of LCS are the Freedom class, with a traditional monohull design, and the Independence class, featuring a distinctive trimaran hull for increased stability and speed. Both classes are equipped with advanced systems, like the Memkai 110 57mm gun, rolling airframe missile, RAM, systems for defense against airborne threats, and the capability to deploy MH-60 Seahawk helicopters and MQ-8 Fire Scout drones for reconnaissance and strike missions. Although littoral combat ships as a formal class did not exist in World War II, smaller, agile vessels for coastal operations fulfilled similar roles. For example, the Soviet G-5 class torpedo boats were used for reconnaissance and quick strikes against German naval forces. In recent years, LCS have been involved in notable missions. In 2020, the USS Gabrielle Giffords, LCS-10, demonstrated surface warfare capabilities in the South China Sea by firing naval strike missiles, NSM. The USS Montgomery, LCS-8, conducted freedom of navigation operations in the Western Pacific, challenging excessive maritime claims by regional powers. Additionally, the USS Milwaukee, LCS-5, played a crucial role in intercepting drug smugglers in the Caribbean. Mine countermeasures ships. Mine countermeasures ships, MCMs, are specialized vessels designed to detect and neutralize sea mines, a significant threat in naval warfare. Unlike other warships, their primary mission is to safely navigate mined waters using advanced technology for mine hunting and mine sweeping. MCMs feature lightweight, non-magnetic hulls made from materials like fiberglass or wood to avoid triggering magnetic mines. They are equipped with sophisticated sonar systems, such as the AN/SQQ-32, to locate both moored and bottom mines, and utilize remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and mine-sweeping gear for safe mine clearance. Historically, MCMs played a crucial role during the Korean War in clearing mines from Wonsan Harbor, enabling U.S. forces to operate safely. During the Gulf War, ships like the USS Avenger MCM-1 cleared hundreds of Iraqi mines from the Persian Gulf, ensuring coalition naval safety during Operation Desert Storm. Modern MCMs, like the Avenger-class ships, are equipped with AN/SQQ-32 sonar and can deploy remote-controlled mine disposal vehicles, such as the MEMC-18 Mod 2 Kingfish. Saudi Arabia's Maka class also features sonar and ROVs. The U.S. Navy is enhancing MCM capabilities by integrating unmanned surface vehicles, USVs, and autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, to enable faster, safer, and more efficient mine-clearing operations without risking human crews. Submarines. Submarines are sophisticated naval vessels capable of independent underwater operations, primarily categorized into attack submarines, SSNs, and ballistic missile submarines, SSBNs. SSNs focus on tactical missions such as controlling naval activity, intelligence gathering, and precision strikes, while SSBNs are designed for strategic nuclear deterrence. Both types are characterized by their stealth, advanced sonar systems, torpedoes, and cruise missiles. The development of submarines has evolved significantly since their inception. Early models, like the German U-boats of World War I, transformed naval warfare. By World War II, submarines such as the USS Tang, SS-306, had become vital to naval strategies. The Cold War saw the emergence of nuclear-powered submarines, with the USS Nautilus, SSN-571, demonstrating the potential for extended underwater operations. Iconic submarines include the Los Angeles class, a cornerstone of the U.S. Navy since the 1970s, the Seawolf class, renowned for its deep water capabilities, and the Virginia class, which features advanced technologies. The Ohio class serves as the backbone of U.S. nuclear deterrent forces, with some vessels converted into guided missile submarines, SSGMs, for enhanced versatility. Submarine design and capabilities continue to advance. New technologies, such as air-independent propulsion, AIP, systems, used in Sweden's Gotland class, enhance endurance and stealth for non-nuclear vessels. Additionally, unmanned underwater vehicles and cyber capabilities are being integrated into new designs, ensuring submarines remain at the forefront of naval warfare. Patrol ships, or patrol boats, are small naval vessels designed for surveillance, law enforcement, and the protection of territorial waters. Their primary mission is to safeguard coastal regions and exclusive economic zones, EEZs, by monitoring fishing activities, preventing smuggling, and conducting search and rescue operations. Patrol ships vary by class to suit different roles, such as Australia's Armidale class for surveillance and border protection, the U.S. Navy's Cyclone class for littoral combat, and Russia's Bayan class corvettes, designed for patrol and fast attack missions. operations, typically armed with light to medium weaponry, such as machine guns, autocannons, and short-range missile systems, like the RIM-116 rolling airframe missile. Patrol ships are equipped to defend against aircraft and smaller threats. Many also feature advanced radar and communication systems for coordinating with larger naval fleets and law enforcement agencies. During the Vietnam War, swift boats were deployed for riverine operations to secure routes against North Vietnamese forces. More recently, Cyclone-class patrol boats have operated in the Persian Gulf, protecting maritime traffic and vital oil shipping lanes. They are also actively involved in counter-piracy operations off the coast of Somalia and anti-smuggling efforts in the Mediterranean.